Welcome back to Movie Moshow. Today we are going to review the fantasy romance film, Midnight in Paris. If you like our content, don't forget to like and subscribe. We upload multiple times daily. Spoilers ahead. Hollywood screenwriter Gil, Owen Wilson, and his fiancée Inez, Rachel McAdams, are on vacation in Paris with Inez's affluent and traditional parents, Mimi Kennedy, Kurt Fuller. Inez and her parents are skeptical of Gil's decision to give up his rich Hollywood profession in order to write his first novel, which is about a man who works in a nostalgia shop, and they belittle his efforts to finish it. Gil is struggling to finish the book. Gil is considering relocating to the city, but Inez is determined to stay in Malibu. By accident, Inez's friend Paul, Michael Sheen, a pseudo-intellectual who lectures about the history and art of the city with great authority but little actual accuracy, joins them. Gil, a devoted supporter of the lost generation, finds him intolerable while Inez worships him. Inez and Gil are invited to a dance by Paul and his wife Carol, Nina Arianda. Gil declines and decides to head back to the hotel through the streets of Paris, finally becoming lost. Inez accepts. He comes to a stop, and as the clock strikes midnight, a vintage automobile arrives. The occupants, who are costumed in 1920s attire, ask Gil to join them. Gil discovers that he has been transported to the 1920s, a time period he admires and idolizes in the book he is writing, as they enter a bar. He meets Zelda and F. Scott Fitzgerald, Alison Pill and Tom Hiddleston, Cole Porter, Eve Heck, Josephine Baker, Sonia Rolland, and Ernest Hemingway, Corey Stoll, who take him to meet them. Gil goes to get his work from his hotel after Hemingway agrees to show it to Gertrude Stein, Kathy Bates. But as soon as he exits the pub, he discovers that he has been transported back to 2010. The following night, Gil tries to take Inez to the past with him, but while they wait, she grows bored and sulkily goes back to the hotel. Just as midnight approaches, the automobile rolls up once more with Hemingway inside it. She has just left. Gil is introduced to Pablo Picasso, Martial Defonso Beau, and Picasso's mistress Adriana, Marion Cotillard, a stunning student of couture to whom Gil is immediately attracted. Stein agrees to study Gil's book and introduces him to both women. The following day, back in 2010, Gil finds Picasso's portrait of Adriana in a museum and narrates a lot of information about its creation, which annoys Paul because it contradicts a lot of what he had been saying. Inez also feels embarrassed because she cannot understand what Gil is saying and believes Paul. Gil spends each night for the next few days in the past. Inez is frustrated by Gil's late-night ramblings because she doesn't understand his fascination with Paris or his desire to write a book, and her father becomes suspicious as a result. He hires a detective, Gad El-Maleh, to follow Gil. This doesn't work out since the detective gets lost in Louis XIV era Versailles while trying to follow the car. Adriana departs Picasso and briefly has an affair with Hemingway while Gil spends an increasing amount of time with her. Gil feels divided and perplexed after realizing that he is in love with her. He confides with Salvador Dalí, Adrian Brody, Man Ray, Tom Cordier, and Louise Boole, Adrian Devan, about his situation, but as they are surrealists, they don't find it unusual that he is from the future. Gil meets Gabrielle, Leia Seydoux, an antiques dealer who shares his love of the Roaring Twenties and Cole Porter's music, while Inez shops for furniture at the Marché aux Puces, flea market, outside of Paris. Gil subsequently learns that Adriana was in love with him after finding her 1920s journal in a book booth on the Seine. Gil tries to take a pair of earrings from Inez to give to Adriana after learning that she dreamed of receiving a gift of earrings from him and then making love to him, but is foiled by Inez's early return from vacation. Gil gives Adriana jewels after confessing his love for her and going back in time. A horse and carriage pulls up as they are kissing. A well-dressed couple invites them inside, and they are immediately taken back to the Belle Epoque, which Adriana views as Paris's golden age. François Rostand, Olivier Ray-Bourdon, and Vincent Monjou Cortés as Henri de Toulouse-Lautrec, Paul Gauguin, and Edgar Degas are introduced to the group when they are being taken to the renowned Maxim's Paris restaurant. When Gil inquires about the best time period, the three agree that the Renaissance was the best time period. Adriana, who is thrilled to be granted a job designing ballet costumes, suggests to Gil that they stay, but Gil decides that, despite nostalgia's attraction, it is preferable to accept the present as it is. Sadly, they split ways because Adriana chooses to dwell in the past. Gertrude Stein commends Gil's growth as a writer but concerns why the protagonist hasn't discovered that his fiancée, based on Inez, is having an affair with a pedantic character, based on Paul, prompting Gil to regain his work from her. Gil confronts Inez after returning to the present. She acknowledges having slept with Paul, but says it can be forgotten once they get back to California. Gil decides to stay in Paris after splitting up with Inez. He unexpectedly runs into Gabrielle while out for a midnight stroll and offers to take her home. Thank you for watching and don't forget to like and subscribe.